Welcome to Guns Gear Network, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in today. I'm going to do this little video this afternoon called Junk on the Bunk. And what that means is you kind of put everything out. This is not a bunk, it's actually a table. But you put everything out on your rack, on your bed, and then you kind of prioritize, look, and see what you sort through. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I did a video back, a few weeks back. I was sorting through, changing out, rotating through spring, summer to fall, winter gear in my bug out bag. And I've since decided to pull it all out again and reorganize some things and change a few things that I've gotten that I want to switch out and maybe change out because I've gotten some new gear to rotate in, things like that. And I just kind of wanted to do a little video about it. Maybe give you some guys some ideas of what to put in or not put in your bug out bag. And this right here, like I said, in my other bug out bag video, I said bug out bags are very personal as far as what you carry, why you carry it, why you don't carry it, what you can carry, weight, a lot of different factors, what other things you might need that I don't need, say medicines, things like that. If you're handicapped in some way, you might need to carry some extra, whatever the case. So everything's a little different for everybody, but this right here is just a way to give you maybe some ideas and kind of way to prioritize and organize your gear. And you want to see what's in your pack and know what's in there, because I've actually forgotten things and I'm going, oh yeah, that's where it was. The bug out bag I try not going into. So once it's packed and ready to go, I don't go digging back into it to pull cordage out that I might, use for something else, and I lay it down or put it on a shelf and then it doesn't wind up in my bug out bag. So these are things that you're going to put in your bug out bag and keep there forever. Just pull out just in case of an emergency. But if you do pull it out, make sure that you make a list. Let's say you're going camping and you only have one water filter. I wouldn't recommend only having one water filter system, but if you do and you take it with you, make sure as soon as you get back, you put it back where it belongs in your bug out bag. So a few things I'm going to go over real quick. I use these, what I call ditty bags. These are here organized things. I've got one here that's got a lot of things to make life easier for me, like there's 6 clothespins, there's repair pieces in there to repair like my pack, there's zip ties, there's extra parts and pieces of things. This right here is in that bag, which is some shoe goo and some tear mender to make repairs on clothing. Also, of course, I have a sewing kit, but those make easy repair. If you tear a sole on a boot or something like that, you can use the shoe goo. Fire kit. This right here is a kitchen type mess kit type setup that has stuff like this. I use 35mm canisters to put things in. Like I put a bunch of spices in these, and I've got like, I don't know, 7 or 8 different spices that I carry. Some of them I can use for medicinal purposes. Hygiene kit. This right here has got my toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, things like that. And if you'll notice, I'll throw in something like this occasionally in those packs, like an extra lighter. These are really good lighters. You can about start anything because the flame is so strong. And here's what I'm talking about. I'm going to maybe rotate in some things that I'm trying to sort through. I did a review on this. This right here is the weatherproof fire starter kit that I did, that Stanford Outdoor Supply supplied for us. Headlamp, wet wipes, survival blanket. This right here is my water kit. This right here kind of goes in with the hygiene. It's a chamois towel, some sponges, washcloth, things like that. These are here what I consider where you can flag things like trails. This is trail marking tape. This right here is one of those little mesh vests that I can wear if I want to be seen. 2 things of toilet paper, and I just squish them down, put them in plastic bags. I'm probably going to switch this out now. This right here is a parka and a poncho, and I'm going to switch that out. I have this that I attach to the inside of my lid of my pack that just has things I can get to pretty quick. It's got a little flashlight, little LED flashlight, knife sharpener, things like that. Tarp, frog gigs. This right here is some camouflaging, like some camouflage netting for my head, things like that. Clothing, and I'm going to go over that separately here in just a few minutes. mess kit. A nice set of gloves. I like this style. It's not truly a work glove, but it's similar. It fits a little bit like a tactical glove because of the way it's designed, but it does have heavy duty leather, and I prefer, if I'm just going to have one pair in my bug out bag that I'm going to leave forever, find something like this. I think I bought these at Harbor Freight, and because they're a little more durable than a traditional tactical style glove or a mechanic's glove. Now I may have a set of mechanics gloves or tactical style gloves in another bag in my vehicle that I want to carry, but if I get separated from all that, I at least want one good pair that's fairly heavy duty so I don't damage my hands doing camp chores, splitting wood, things like that. This right here, and if I need to climb with a rope or climb over something, maybe a fence with some sharp edging, something like this is going to protect my hands much better than those thin tactical gloves. A set of sunglasses, a set of safety glasses, and what I do is I usually rotate out a pair of old sunglasses that are still functional and serviceable, but maybe I've changed. I'll use those. I usually have pretty decent quality sunglasses and safety glasses. Cordage, I have a mixture here of some bank line as well as in some hanks that I've cut off. I think those are 50-foot hanks, and then I've got 100-foot of paracord. I've got a dry bag with my maps and survival guide, some things like that in it. You're going to have stuff like this. This right here is a insect repellent, 2 small flares, obviously multi-use for these, starting fires, or obviously what they're used for, which is signaling. I've got a fishing kit here now, and that's what I'm going to kind of look at prioritizing what I'm going to put in here. Fishing kit, I've got this little what I consider entertainment kit. It's got a deck of cards. These are the plastic high quality Kim cards that you see in casinos used to play poker. They are very durable, waterproof, stuff like that. Little board game, some dice. This here is actually a tin that this right here is one of those little survival tins you can buy and then fill yourself. What's in here is 2 packs of Altoids and 2 different flavors, and then some little gum that I took out of the packaging and I put it in here, and it doesn't rattle. And the reason is because I want everything to kind of be quiet, and this right here sounds like a baby rattler if it's not full. And so what I did was I put paper towels inside of this and then closed it all up and then sealed it. This right here is kind of a morale kit. There's probably at least a couple hundred pieces of candy in this, and something like that is a real morale booster. Keep your mouth hydrated as far as producing saliva, things like that. I've got some of these fire assist capsules, a Boss fire kit, a Boss fishing kit, all this supplied by Stanford Outdoor Supply. Like I said, that's why I'm looking at rotating some things through. I have one of these solar lights. These are the collapsible. In my opinion, this here is probably one of the neatest little things to put in your bug out bag. So far, mine has worked great. I've got a couple of these. They collapse down, you blow them up, and I've done a review on this actually, and you can see them around. In my opinion, I would much rather have one of these in my bug out bag than a candle. Candle's a little bit multi-purpose, but if you're just solely trying to use it for light in windy conditions, candles are useless. This here is solar power. It collapses down, very lightweight. A couple packs of tack bar is what I keep in mine, along with some water. You could use granola bars, things like that to rotate through. I kind of like something like this. It's kind of like just put it in, forget about it, and there's enough calories here. If I'm out and I'm able to secure some game, which I should be able to, then I can rotate through with this and that. So this is my mess kit. Then I won't go into all the details of this because I did a full review on this actually. And then there's some other things that I'm not showing on the table because I've got them either in my pack still or whatever. But I want to talk about the clothing here just for a minute. With clothing and certain important items you do not want to get wet, you actually need to put them in a dry bag. And the nice folks over at Expedition Research, I've done a review on these. These are excellent quality dry bags. They're actually considered tactical dry bags. This is the 10-liter that I keep my books and maps and things in. This right here I think is the, let's see what size this one is. This one is the 35-liter that I can keep some clothes in. So a lot of people kind of wonder what to keep in as far as clothing. My recommendation, obviously you're going to have one pair on. Now it depends on what you do for a living. You may have a suit and tie on. and then you're going to have whatever's in here. Now, me personally, I don't wear a suit and tie every day, but I also keep a change of clothes in my quote-unquote get-home bag in my vehicle. So hopefully I'm going to be able to tie in my bug out bag and what I have in my vehicle when I leave out, and never know when I'm going to come back home. So I'll have a change of clothes in there, along with a couple pair of socks, couple pair of underwear, things like that. So let's just assume for a minute that I'm kind of casual wear, so I could wear what I have on for the most part, but I'm going to be able to change. So you want a nice pair of utility style pants, like a cargo style military type pants, camping style pants with cargo pockets that are heavy duty, in your bug out bag. You'll want some kind of shirt of some sort, at least one shirt that you can wash and change out to, and that's kind of up to you. I like subdued colors. You don't have to go full tactical. I may have this, and then I may have something like this on. This in the bag too. Then what I recommend is having something like this as a belt, because I may have a dress belt on, may or may not work. I need an extra belt. Something like this is pretty cheap to pick up. This one's actually pretty heavy duty, believe it or not. It's just a nylon webbing belt that I can put on and know that it's going to last. It's going to dry out quick. It's not going to rot like leather, and it's going to dry quicker than a leather style belt. So something like this in my bag at all times. I at least have 2 to 3 pair of socks in varying styles. So I've got, like, say, a wool pair. I've got a synthetic style that's not as hot. I may have a couple thinner pair that are like cotton style. I don't like these, really, as far as bug out, but I've got a couple extra pair that, because they don't dry out as quick. So your synthetic materials are the best. Then you're going to have a couple pair of underwear that I just roll up, and then usually I do some type of roll for those. I keep a pair of shorts in mine that are the nylon quick dry. These actually have the cargo pockets and things, and the reason is a lot of times I don't buy specific for the bug out, but these, I was working one day and I actually got Clorox on them, so they're kind of faded, so I would never wear these out again. So I thought, well, that'd be good, because they're still good serviceable shorts. So I thought those would be good, dedicated to the bug out bag. I may only wear them kicking around camp, whatever, if you want to kind of, you're trying to bathe and it's kind of a public, semi-public place, and, just don't want to walk around nude, then you could wear something like this that dries quick and still be able to get your shower and hygiene done. A couple quick dry t-shirts is what I recommend. I don't recommend cotton, and this is one of the bandanas I'd already done a review on that's laying up here with my clothing. And then I've got a couple of these that somebody actually gave me. You actually put these in water, and they have these beads that kind of inflate or rehydrate themselves, and then you wear it around your neck, things like that, to keep you cool. Somebody gave me a couple of those. I just have them in here because they don't weigh a whole lot. But make sure you've got enough change of clothes that, I recommend probably having at least 3 pair of socks, 3 pair of underwear, and then 3 pair of skivvy shirts that you can switch out to. Skivvy shirts being t-shirts that I can wash, and one can be drying while I'm wearing another one, things like that. With pants, at least have 1 pair of pants and one, a couple shirt options for you, depending on the weather. And this is not counting outer gear. A lot of times I'm going to have outer gear nearby, so before I head out, I'm going to, grab the outer gear as far as a jacket or coat appropriate to the weather that I'm involved when I leave for the bug out. So that's why I'm saying it's kind of dependent on you and the weather and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, kind of wanted to go over junk on the bunk and kind of what I'm doing and prioritizing, kind of give you some ideas maybe for your situation. But I appreciate you tuning in. Video's a little longer than I wanted, but I kind of had a lot of things to go over. Also, keep in mind that you're going to have certain things, like in my vehicle, I keep a set of boots at all times. So they're usually boots that are still very serviceable, that may not be brand new. And matter of fact, I really don't want brand new boots because you have to break them in a lot of times, and I don't want to cause blisters. So normally I find a pair that I'm getting ready to take out of service, but are still serviceable, no holes. They still are waterproof. They're still whatever they're supposed to do. and fresh laces in them. Make sure I've got, I usually use 550 cord lacing, but before I put them in my vehicle as an EDC carry in that vehicle, I make sure that I've got fresh laces and stuff like that in them, so I don't have to worry about them breaking at the most unopportune time. As the old saying goes, take care of your gear and your gear will take care of you. You don't want to have busted laces and can't tie your boots up the way you're supposed to. So little things like that, guys. So this is not everything, but it's maybe a little more than I'm going to actually put in my bag, and kind of rotate some things. And as a matter of fact, looking at my poncho, I'm probably going to switch out that poncho. That was kind of an old one that I had laying around that I'd stuck in here, and it was buried in the thing, and I just pulled it out and kind of looked at it. But I'm also going to have some other tools with me that's lashed to my pack that I'm not showing, such as I've got a little short machete that I've showed in the other video, little collapsible shovel, things like that that's going to go. And then you got to look at sleeping arrangements. Are you going to put a sleeping bag on your pack, or what are you going to do? Are you going to put a bed, like a roll mat, padding mat down? What are you going to carry? So kind of up to you how you do that. It's real tough if you're not sleeping comfortable. You got to get enough sleep to be able to function correctly. So anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. As always, I appreciate the support of the channel and all that you do. I appreciate the thumbs up. If you give us those, that's always nice, and appreciate it down there in that corner down there. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll bring another video shortly. Have a great day, guys.